So I guess I like how you even put it. You said with this mess, right? I feel like people know what we're talking about. So since we're here, when we talk about that, what do you think your fight is then?
I don't know. My fight was with Mojo Jojo. I'm not gonna hold you. I said, oh no. When I reflected and I realized what happened, and when I realized what a true narcissist is and what it means to really be wrapped up in something like that, that triggered the like mental health advocate side of me to like really deep dive and figure out what's going on. Like what did I play? What part did I play in my own abuse? Why did I allow it? What's going on? When I told my story, it was going to be strictly about financial. I was going to say, like, they always laugh at. Sorry, there was a burp. Sorry, there's the burp. They always laugh at like Black people for being like poor or ignorant or we don't have anything. Every time, if you look historically, every time we've tried to build something, it's been torn down. And finally, when we have it, when a Black man or a Black woman has it, whatever it is, right, success, money, and they can pour back in, sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it does. But majority, depending on how you look at it, it doesn't happen. We get more clothes, and now our dogs have chinchillas in the wintertime and diamond leashes just because we got money. Fuck it, we ball. But everybody else is what? Still, and praising you because you made it. Thank God, amen, you made it. Well, reach out your hand, nigga. Like, help other people. Let's build up the community. So I was trying to talk about financial literacy because here we go. I met this guy. He came off like a brother. I'm gonna teach you. We're gonna make money. I got you. Da-da-da. You're so this. Really like pumping up with love and care. I would say love bombing, but we never had sex. We never was in a relationship. Never. But it was like, I got you. I'm going to pour into you. So you're excited. You're like, oh God, this is a great opportunity. I'm excited. And then like in a relationship that gets snatched away. And then you stay in a situation because you hope that you'll get back to when it was, I got you. We're going to help you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But it never does. And then once you've had enough, you fall back, you reflect, and you realize, I stayed for too long. I got played. And in doing, I played myself. And how can I learn from this and never do it again? So they make fun of us for not having, money or this or success, and our kids are this and that. But it's like, I wanted to talk about financial literacy because these are the mistakes that I made. We didn't put shit in a contract. I believed you. I trusted you. These are things that can be avoided so that other people don't have to deal with that. But when everybody came out, I got protective orders. I got pictures. He beat me. Okay. Well, and I'll just add context. A lot of the reasons why I felt like I really cared about this guy and really wanted to build this great platform with this guy is because he always talked about his abuse, and that shit hurt me. Like, I feel. So I was like, oh my God. And it would be so frequently. So he would always tell stories. But then when it got to the point where I no longer even care for you, I don't even care what you do, I never want to talk to you again, I really don't care, it's hard to empathize with his abuse. Especially when you feel like he uses his abuse to gain sympathy so that you could, become vulnerable and he can continue to abuse. When people started coming out about his abuser, his mentor, I remember something that he said something shows ago where he was like, my mentor is still mentoring boys to this day. And Dr. Cheyenne was like, well, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to like go public? Are you going to how are you going to fight this guy? Because clearly, because he told the story to everybody, all the stories. She's like, clearly, you're 35 now, you're grown, you feel strong enough, you've created this platform, you help people. So are you going to go after this mentor? And he kind of shut down. He didn't answer her. And immediately my instinct to fight came in. And I was like, well, he doesn't have to, talk about his abuse publicly and stuff like that. Because that's what abuse is. Like, I don't know. I was like triggered to fight and defend him, even though at that point I couldn't even stand him. But I was still defending. I don't know how to explain it. I didn't even believe him, but I did believe him, but I didn't believe him. But I was dealing with my own shit, so it didn't matter. But then when people started coming out about the mentor, I was like, oh shit, this is true. This mentor is still doing this to boys to this day. So here we have women who are coming out about physical stuff and about stalking and different things, which I experienced. When you say, no, I don't want to work with you anymore. It's calls and calls and emails and I can't lose you. And it's possessive. It's possessive, and you cannot possess a human being. We are not yours. So I started hearing the similarities, even though they were with him and I was only working with him. Then I started talking to people that worked with him. Similarities. Been talking to people that worked with him. Similarities. We all know that we've been financially abused in that situation, but I've never been physically abused by him or sexually abused by him, or, you know, I was only supposed to talk about financial. But I felt like I'm fighting for myself anyway. I mean, that doesn't mean, you know, hear stories and just believe people and then, you know, fight and just believe everything. But when those things were vetted, when those things were founded, I was like, oh no, I'm already in the fire. I've already through my first shot. Might as well go all the way.
So I guess, all right, so from somebody on the outside looking in, right, we look at, I guess tonight's conversation, we see this big platform that's clearly giving people opportunities, right, that's taking people from social media influencers to being on this big platform and now have a name for themselves, right, putting money in people's pocket, taking people around the world or the country to travel, and it's like, why do all that for people just to abuse them, I guess? Like,
I think you're only able to do that. I wouldn't say that. I'm not going to say everybody that's ever been successful is a terrible person. I'm not. There are successful people that work hard, got their bread, helped the community, and called it a day. But I'm talking about the people that are like money hungry and power hungry, and they need the money and the power. They only got that, everything that you just named, it only happened because of how they scammed. Because of how they lie. You know, it's like that one meme that's like, it's going to take me a little longer because I'm not scamming, selling pussy, killing people, manipulating, whatever. It's because, you know, and I say this, and I've always said this, like, good guys don't finish last. It's just that the bad guys take it first. And so now you have to, okay, like, let's say we're building up something, me and you, I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy, you come and knock my shit over. Gotta build it up again. It's gonna take you longer. People are gonna take it. Like with this situation with me, I had millions of followers before I joined the platform. The platform wasn't where it was. They used my audience. They directed, whatever. Okay, cool. I asked him, after all the abuse, after everything, I said, hey, let's keep things cordial. I just don't want to work with you. I don't want to work with you anymore. I want to disassociate myself with tonight's conversation. I want to be apart. No. You should tell people that we just grew apart. I'm not going to tell people that we grew apart. I just want to be cool. How about you just give me a goodbye post? That way, my fans, my followers, the people that come to the show to see me and support me and show me love, they'll know that I'm no longer associated, but I'm going about my day. He said no. He said, I got videos of you for 4 or 5 years. I own all the footage. Okay. So it would be weird if we said goodbye to you and we were still posting you. Bet. So stop posting me. Well, I can't do that because I own all this. Listen, I said, if you don't give me a goodbye post, I'm going to say goodbye myself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Calling. It's like, people have to go through extreme measures to get away from others. Why is abuse so prevalent? Why does it happen so naturally? I'm sorry, this shit happens every day. And more people are enabling and complicit than they know. Every time I justified, every time somebody said, quit. Family, my father, my mother, my friends, my man, quit. This is terrible. I would say, first of all, it's good money. This is good money. So one, you're focused on money. So when you focus on only money, your quality of life will dwindle, and you'll get that money, but your quality of life will dwindle because you're too busy chasing. You won't stop and enjoy. So what's the point, right? I said it's good money. And then I said, you don't understand. He do the things that he do because he was abused. You don't get it. That is enabling. Like, that's enabling. I thought I was trying to be more understanding. Like, I had a good childhood, so maybe, you didn't have a good childhood. Really bad things happened to you for a long time. I can understand why you are so angry, why you yell at people, belittle people, demean people, because you're just angry. But how many times do you have to beg a person to heal before you're like, you know what? You're not going to change, and you can't go around fucking with everybody's lives. Going in and tearing up people's lives, but then stepping on a platform and acting like you're doing some service to a community that you don't even give a fuck about. So, yeah.
Where did it first go left at, though? Like, what happened?
I think, and that's another thing, as I'm processing, it isn't just everything was great and then Tuesday Bob went crazy. It's little things like he would always say, you're fat, you're this, you're that. I was in the military, so men were mean, people talk shit. I didn't care. But when you realize that for years and years, having somebody say you're not valuable, you're not going to find anything else, this is the best opportunity you'll ever have, you're just a content creator, you're fat, you need to get prettier. I thought, like, fuck that nigga. Like, I was like, whatever. But every single day, like, hearing this, it's doing something to you. It makes you subconsciously say, maybe he's right. Maybe they're right. That's what happens with children or anybody that's been abused. Maybe I did deserve it. When the guy slaps his wife and then says, you made me do that. And she's like, you're right, I did. Like, I shouldn't be so mouthy. Or, yeah, I should have given you your drink on a coaster instead of putting it on the... No. There's no justification.
So when did the light bulb hit that you knew that this isn't for me? I guess when was that moment, that awakening moment? Like, I can't take this.
I think I've been felt that for. I think we were working together. I've been on the stage for like 4 years. So the first, I say 1 year was like hard, but it was just I'm learning. The second year was still hard. Everything been hard, but the second year was like, oh, okay, I don't like this. But then once the investments came in, right? Once the whole, hey, I know I screwed you up with this. How about we do this together and we invest in this and we do that. Once that happened and I fell into a debt, I wanted to leave, but I wanted to leave after I got out of debt. Mm-hmm. And I'll say in 2024, November, I was 100% zero debt.
Well, how
debt.
You was getting in debt? You was paying, like, what you mean?
So, like, for example, he would, so for us, he would say, like, for me and Kitty, he would say, I'm going to invest in your tour. Or I really want you to do something else, like another show, and I'm going to put it on the app. All of us were there. The core was there when the app was just starting. So we were working hard, like 20-something episodes a day. Like every day to try to get this content on this app and build up this app. And finally, when the app blew up, he was like, oh yeah, we're losing money. I'm broke. I'm bankrupt. So it's like, okay, because he would make you want to work with him under the umbrella of once this shit hit, I got you. Mm-hmm. But this shit hit. And he was like, I don't have any money. I'm sorry. My bad. So he would tell us like, he would tell me that he was going to do 8 episodes. Go ahead and talk to my videographer, set it up. We're going to do this. Of course, production is expensive. All this stuff is expensive, right? Cool. So I would do it. He would say, just handle everything. And on the back end, I got you.
Okay.
So you would do it, and say, okay, everything's right. It's like how you want it, whatever. We good? Oh, yeah. In 3 weeks, we'll have a contract for you. Okay, cool. 3 weeks come, nothing. In another week, nothing. Just wait another week, nothing. Finally, you just give up. Towards the end, when I was like pulling away, I think he could tell, and it became more possessive. It wasn't like that in the beginning. It just got, over time, gradually, he said he made me feel like I couldn't go back on tour unless he took control of my merch. Well, the merch is how you make the majority of the money because all the tour money goes to him. Mm. So the merch is where you make your money. But then he would not give me certain merch on certain cities, or when I would get my merch, it would be like fucked up. Like it looked like somebody like jumped all over it. Like it looked like my cups and the packaging were all messed up. So you can't sell that. It's just small things of sabotage to your side business. Cause he knows that when what you got on the side builds, you're gonna leave. And his fear is that you will leave. So for the people that he isn't sleeping with, financial is how he'll get you, in debt. He'll say, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make it up. Hey, listen, this year, once you sign that contract, I'm telling you, people are gonna come to the show, they're gonna buy your stuff. You're gonna make projected what, 200, 300,000 this year. You're gonna make
So I guess when you say you were in debt, I guess I'm not understanding, because you said you were staying because you was getting good.
Yeah, you're getting good money, and so you're actively investing in yourself on other ventures. He gets mad when you are doing other things. So he'll tell you things like, you need to quit your job. That shit makes you look tired. You need to stop working over here, work over here. And so when that didn't work with me, it was, hey, listen, okay, since you're not gonna quit your little job, invest in this, because we're going to do a show. The show's going to be like this. Just handle it. And then in the back end, I'm going to give you the money.
Okay. But
then he never gives you the money. Well, guess what? That's not illegal. Somebody telling you, if I told you right now, hey, listen, I can buy you 4 more cameras and da-da-da-da, just buy it and then I'm going to repay you. That's not illegal. Somebody can do that and lie to you. And if you believe them, that's your fault.
So how many shows you think you did? Because I guess
so I did it in groups. So my first group, like my first batch, my first season would have been $100,000.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? I did the season. I was like, oh, okay, we did the 8 episodes because it was supposed to go on the app. So I did my podcast. And we waited for it to go on the app so they could start making money, generating, so I get my money back and he can get money. And he said as long as he owns all the footage, he can, I don't know. I can't really get into detail of like what he said because it was a lot. It's very jumbled and mumbled. It's confusing. It's a lot of fast talking. It's a lot of gaslighting. I didn't say that. I never said that. So I know if it comes off like, wait, how did you lose money? I was like processing that in real time. That's why I started the series. Like, where did I go wrong? Right? Now, I did get myself out of debt and I'm proud of myself for that. But where did I go wrong? And I think where I went wrong was I had a lot of trust and I put a lot of trust in somebody that I knew wasn't trustworthy. I thought I was helping build a platform that in the back of your mind, you kind of know isn't yours. He would say like, you're the first lady, da-da-da-da. You were there when this was nothing. When this makes money, we're going to take off. But it made money. And then he was like, well, I'm bankrupt. I don't have anything. But then with the same breath, he would get on stage and be like, I'm rich. Because he can't help bragging. So it's like, are we losing money? Is the show, it seems it's getting bigger. It seems you're making a shit ton of money because you keep bragging about it. So what about all those investments? What about all those things you said? Why did you just lie? What was the point of it? And when I'm processing it, the only thing that comes to my mind is just like with the relationships, because with the women, it's all the same. It's a pattern. I'm going to keep calling. I'm going to keep calling. I'm going to keep calling. I'm going to try to bring you back. I'm going to buy you a dog. And then I'm going to say, it's my dog. Bring it back. I'm going to get you back. I don't know. Every year we wanted to leave. We all came together and said we wanted to leave. I don't know. That's what abuse is. I think it's confusing and frustrating. And I think when you try to articulate it and I even tried to put it in chronological order. I did.
That's what I was going. Yeah.
I tried. I was trying to make sense of what the fuck the last 4 years of my life have been. What the fuck? So that's what the whole like, who the fuck did I work for? Dead ass. Who did I work for? Because as I'm trying to understand my own financial abuse, I'm getting confirmation on the sexual abuse, all while getting new information about the physical abuse from relationships, and everything's coming together. And I'm like, oh, you're actually a terrible person. You're actually you're actually that. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know. I knew he was an asshole. I knew he was deeply hurt. But I don't think we understand the true definitions of words. I always was like, he's a narcissist. I have videos where I'm throwing shots at him like narcissist. But did I truly know what a narcissist was? No. Not until I met one, went into business with one, became a friend with one, and said, shit. Like, another thing is, in our community, we don't, as long as somebody has money, we equal money with success of anything. When we see, I'm not trying to throw shade or nothing, but when we see Nick Cannon have 14 kids by 14 Instagram models, we say, at least he got money. Because in our mind, that means he will do the right thing and take care of those kids and be in every one of those kids' lives and teach and guide and love those kids. Yeah, he will. Will he? Or will he just, when they grow up, say, will he only like 7 of them? Will he ignore the ones that don't look right? Or, I don't know. I'm not trying to... We equate money with success. So as long as I have money, as long as I look the part, as long as the people around me think I appear confident, strong, I appear like I have integrity, it's a fucking facade. You had to build up an image. And I think people that have to do that will always hate people like me. I'm always going to be hated because I'm authentic and I am who I am. Off camera, on camera, when I wake up, when I go to bed. Of course, there's parts of me that you won't see because as a human being, I have my parts. I can have my privacy with certain things, but for the most part, it is what the fuck it is.
No, I understand. I guess because I'm somebody who's striving to be, successful and a boss in my own sort and put other people in position to make money. I'm just wondering, I guess, where did it go wrong? Maybe even so I can learn for myself. Because in my mind, I'm like, why would I put so many people in position to win just to F them over?
Did I put people in positions to win, or did I need pawns in order to make money?
I understand that.
Did I put... Taraji P said when she went against Tyler Perry, I think, I don't want to... She said, he gave me the most money that I ever made, but he didn't pay me what I was worth. And people were like, so what? You got money. Didn't you get money? Yeah, but you have to also understand our industry, how much this makes. Like, for example, if me and you go in on a project and we know it's going to make $100 million, but I give you $10,000 and I say, hey, good job on your part of it, but it didn't make anything, but we both know what it really made. I paid you $10K, bro. But did I pay you what you were worth?
But that's just being a liar. Like,
right.
If you say, if I make nothing, that's just being a liar.
Right. So many of these people are liars. So many of these people are manipulators. Because they need you to get where they want to be. They're opportunists. And now I'm finding that there's more opportunists and people like that than there are people that'll be like, hey, want to work together and create something great. And that is the reason why we cannot achieve and we cannot go higher in our community. We can't, because we're so focused on having things. We want to have things. We want to have bitches and cars and da-da-da. We want to brag. We want to brag in front of thousands of people and say, I'm rich. Because we want all the people to clap and we want all this. But we never think about the people that you had to step on, use, spit on, yell at. The people that are, the people that make that fucking show run don't make enough to survive. Yet he's constantly saying, quit your job. Trust me, when this takes off, it's taking off. Stop lying. Same thing with the whole craft. You're a $1 billion company. I'm not saying that, the company did this. I'm saying where I worked, you're a $1 billion company. And you promised these people $12 an hour, these illegal immigrants, $12 an hour. And they are working in 20-degree weather in a freezers. They worked in freezers. They had coats every day. Imagine working in a freezer every day. You can give them $6 more so that their kids can eat. You could. Now, that would make you a good person. That would make you somebody that was trustworthy. That would make you somebody that does what they say they're gonna do.
Right. I guess going back to the Taraji P. Henson thing, right?
Okay.
Like outside of the lying, because he's just a liar. I'm saying like when she says, yeah, he paid me good money, but he didn't pay me what I was worth. Isn't your worth like perspective based? Because if I'm making, I don't know, let's say I'm making $100 million, right?
Right.
And I decide to pay you, I don't know, $10,000. If you say okay,
right?
Am I wrong? Am I a bad person for that?
No, you're not bad for that. But then you have to understand different industries, right? If in our industry, we don't know how much a thing, like in that industry, in a movie industry, you don't know how much the movie's gonna make. I mean, once you become like a big director, producer, then yeah, you kind of know. But still, even they have their flops where they were like, damn, I thought that, we put $100 million in this. We thought we were gonna make $200 million, but we didn't. So you never know. So you sit there and I mean, yeah, you write on the contract or yeah, it's like 100,000, but when you realize that it's taken off and that it's made 200 something million, okay, the first time you might be like, well, now I know. Now the next movie you need to say, hey, I think this movie, the last movie I was on, made 100 million. So instead of taking that 10,000, I want 40,000 or I want 100,000. And if that person laughs in your face and says, "Hi, you're not worth it," then walk away. That's how you develop your worth, but you have to develop that worth. Because one, that comes from talent, right? Some extra in a movie is not Taraji P. Henson. So you're not going to pay Taraji P. Henson what you pay some extra in a movie. And so a lot of it is, it's a hope, or they'll sell you a dream. The next one. And then you find, or we'll figure out, listen, I'll pay you this, but in the back end, if this does what it needs to do, I got you. It doesn't work like this.
Right.
They don't got you.
So did you sign any contract at all?
I signed I signed the contracts for the specific tour, but for I feel like his goal was not to have you do something else.
Right.
So yeah, the contract for the tour, he did little things like make deals with my boyfriend so that I'd have to pay for my own flights, right? So what he did was, I guess my ex-boyfriend, so my boyfriend at the time had told him something was up, like we didn't get the money that we needed to for the flights, because usually we get, flights, hotels, whatever. I didn't know this, but apparently he had cut off flights. He was like, y'all are paying for your own flights. Y'all are paying for your own hotels. Okay, so he had gotten an advance so that he could pay for our flights and hotels so we can get there. Cool. So the whole tour goes, and I didn't know until I waited for my paycheck and I didn't get my paycheck. And I was like, so I hit up the manager like, where's my money? And she was like, oh, we made a deal. You promised to pay this money back. Who? You and your ex. Was there a contract? She sends a promise to pay, but there's no signature. I said, so even if y'all did make a deal, he didn't sign anything. What are you doing? And even if I did sign off on it and I did want to pay for my own flights, own hotels, it's shit like that. Knowing your worth. I don't want to pay for my own flights in order to get somewhere and work a job. I don't want to do that, especially not when that wasn't the standard before. So I would like to have that conversation of, why am I now paying for my flights? But instead of having that conversation with me, he'll go to someone else and have that conversation. So she gives me the promise to pay. It wasn't signed, and they were like, it is what it is. And I said, okay. I mean, there's nothing we can do. It is what it is. I paid for my own flights to get to the place. Okay. But it's shit like that where you're waiting for a paycheck and then you find out some slimy shit happened in the back end, and you're like, okay. Like, this is not what you need. So I think it was a lot of promises, a lot of I got you once this hits, a lot of back end, and that was one of the things that I really wanted to hone in on when it comes to financial abuse and financial literacy. If it's not in a contract, I don't care if that's your cousin for 10 years. I don't care if he rode with you forever. If y'all are starting a business together, put it all in paper. And then even if you put it on paper, you still might have to go fight in court. You still might, and then you still might lose even if you're in the right. It doesn't matter. These things happen all the time. But maybe if we were more aware, maybe if we knew, hey, the first time somebody messes you up, that's it. We do the same thing in relationships. The first time somebody cheats on you, they're telling you who they are. We keep wanting to say, oh, it was just a mistake. A mistake is I said I was going to take out the trash, but I didn't. Not I'm going to go text a girl for 6 months, right? Text a guy for 6 months, go to their house, have sex with them, start a relationship with them. That's choices. That isn't a mistake. It isn't a mistake. So the first time somebody shows you exactly who they are and what they are capable of, first ask yourself, am I capable of shit like that? Would I do that to somebody? I'm so trusting because I thought before with the mindset of, well, I wouldn't do that to you. That doesn't mean they won't do it to you.
So do you think, I'm just curious, because I see clearly like, it's so many people leaving now. Do you think that was the problem with everybody? Like the
money? Yeah.
How was he, like, how is somebody able to, like, I guess, get that off with so many people?
I want to say this. I know it sounds like weird and it's not going to make sense, right? And I wish it did. I wish it made more sense. But I'll say that when somebody has been abused since they were a kid, they've learned how to lie, hide, mask, manipulate. I'm not saying everyone that's been abused. Because some people, they take that abuse and they say, I'm going to fight for others. I'm not going to be the person that abused me. And some people turn into the abuser. Okay, we say, how is this happening? Okay, well, he told me that a mentor of his has been hurting him for years, ever since he was a kid. And this mentor is still doing that to boys to this day. Well, that would have been 20 years. 20 years. So I post a picture of the mentor. I don't even say the name. And 15 people come out and say, that's the guy. And yep, he did it. And this is his name. And this is where you can find him. And he's doing that to Sandra's boy. This is not a real name, but this is just a fake name, right? Sandra's boy. How? So you mean 15 people can point to a man and say, you do this to little boys, yet he's not in jail? How? Well, he's good at, maybe, right? Allegedly, I don't want to get sued, but maybe he's good at manipulating, lying. Maybe he's learned how to groom the little boy so good that the boy is like, nah, not me. Nah. Because he starts off like a friend, like a big brother. Hey, bro, them shoes is, hey, bro, I got you. Come to the mall. Like, damn, this person really looks out for me. This person really loves me. Until you find out what the ulterior motive is. That love was fake love, that love was given to you for a reason. Now, what is that reason? Well, depending on the type of person you are, some people, the reason is because I love and I love to pour in and I hope to receive. And some people's reason is because I need you to trust me so that you can become vulnerable so I can really fuck you up because I like to deliver the same type of hurt that was delivered to me. I mean, shit, yeah, you didn't deserve it, but neither did I.